Hey, what's up, B's and G's? This evening, I'm going to do a beer review. I'm going to try to knock out at least one a night so I don't kill my liver on the weekends. So this is it. That's the label. It is 9FB-441-E33. And this is Canadian Pale Ale. I got the tape off the top. That is the, if I was drunk, I'd never get that stinking tape off the top. So, proof I'm sober. Alright, so what we're going to do, let me adjust my notes. Let's see, Canadian 2-row, Maris Otter, Biscuit, Victory, and Acid Malt. Those are the malts in this beer. So, and we got, it seems like a shit ton of hops in there. We've got a 12 milliliter hop shot at 60. Then there's Magnum, Warrior, Galaxy, a big, huge hop stand. Then there's a mixture of yeast 1318, Y yeast 1318, and Y yeast 1335, which I am not familiar with. So, learning experience for me, which is good stuff. Local ingredients, the pale malt and the Cascade and Chinook. So, we're going to crack it. We're going to drink it. Well, we're going to crack it, sniff it, then drink it. How about that? There's a dirty joke there somewhere. Alright, let's listen. Got it. Got a hiss. Don't know if it's bottle condition or if it's keg condition. So, pour gently. I think it's kegged. It's huge. Tropical fruit from the nose. Very nice, very pleasant from the nose. Move some stuff around. The head, as you can see, there's about a half a finger head, real tight bubbles. You can definitely see the CO2 coming out the top. Not the clearest of beers, but that's fine. Me not being familiar with the yeast, that may be the yeast. Not all yeast fluctuate as well as like 1056 or USO5 or the Y yeast 1980s, not 1980s, but anyway, the ESB yeast anyway. But that stuff falls out pretty quick. But you can see the carbonation rising from the top, rising from the bottom, going to the top. Lacing, some lacing. Head, legs, not really any legs. So I would make a guess to say this is a pretty decent sized beer, but not a big beer, probably around 6-7%, something like that. I don't know. You can really smell hops. It smells extremely fruity, which it should from the Chinook and Cascade and Galaxy. Should smell fruity. It smells really good. Carbonation's good on it from what I can see. I haven't tasted to see if the keep tickling my mustache with the glass. It smells good. Smells really good. Really good smelling beer. All right, I guess we're ready to get into a drink of this. That's good. It's got a real kind of dank taste to it. The fruitiness is still there, but it's real. It's kind of like if I can compare this to a commercial beer, like a Bell's Two Hearted. It's kind of got that dank, kind of scrape your tongue kind of stuff that you love about a Bell's Two Hearted. Just coat your tongue. It's awesome. It smells good. Body on that, it's probably the lighter side of medium. It's not watery at all, but you can really, there's something there. There's not a whole lot of malt backbone to that. There's just enough. You can get some malt kind of, there's a richness to it. I think that's maybe that's from the Maris Otter. Personally, I would probably make the Maris Otter my primary base grain, but I've done some you guys don't really care about this, but I've done some beers in the past when I've done it before with 2-row Breeze or whatever RAR. Then I've done it again with Maris Otter, and I don't care who you're talking to, and somebody will tell you, it's the same thing, and you'll never know. Well, there's a difference, and I think you're going to get that richness from that Maris Otter. Probably from the biscuit. But yeah, that's a good solid beer. There's something. I'm not a good reviewer, but you really get like a faint pineapple in the nose. Almost like a slight bubble gum, maybe. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. There's a bitterness that just coats the back of your tongue all the way to the front, and it's not a bad bitter. It's a kind of bitter that you get, that you want from a big IPA or like a Ruination or something. I wish I'd known the alcohol content of this, because it really, I'm gonna guess and say it's not a big beer. I'm gonna say it's probably 6-7%, 7.5 max. But the way it coats your tongue, like a much larger beer. It's pretty good. Drinkability, man, I think it's a good, easy drinking beer. But disclaimer, you've got to like IPAs. You got to like that bitter kind of just smash your tongue kind of bitterness. Because for me, this is me. That's what I'm getting from it. It's dry, but there's some sweetness left over from the malt, but it's just bitter. But that's what I like in an IPA. It smells awesome. Pretty complex nose to it. But you look at the Warrior, Galaxy, Magnum, all that stuff, Chinook, Cascade. It should be getting a really good nose on it. Excuse me. Let's see. I can't find anything wrong with the beer. I don't smell anything wrong with it. I can't taste any off flavors. For my palate, man, that's a good beer. I would make that beer. I would brew that beer, and I would drink that beer, and I would gladly give it to friends. So, the nose on it. It's got a really good nose on it. So, I think I've said enough. Rambled. I think I'm going to go look and see what YE's 1318 and YE's 1335 are, and figure. So I'm better educated, so I can give a better estimate of what this beer should taste like, because this is pretty good stuff. I'm thinking probably some of that taste that I'm confusing with the malt. It's probably more so the yeast. I need to be better educated, so it's a good beer. It's a good solid beer. I like it. As I said earlier, I would gladly serve this beer to anybody and call it my own. So, well, I'm gonna say cheers to you guys. Bottoms up. Another fucking badass beer, guys. This is pretty good stuff. Thanks, guys.